Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Rosie and I am back with another video for the channel. Sorry guys, I've been so busy with work. I know I've not been bombarding you with a lot of video, but thank you for watching. If it's your first time, thanks for clicking the video. I do really appreciate. And if you are an old subscriber, I love you all. Thanks for your support, thanks for your criticism, and thanks for your recommendation. I really do appreciate your love and support. So what are we talking about? From the title you already know what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about some tips in relationship. And I know, yes, of course, I'm just here, I'm not perfect, but I just want to share a little bit of tips that I know could be helpful in your relationship. It could be marriage, it could be you know, courtship and all of that, but I know definitely this is going to be so helpful as you watch and apply it. So today I'll be addressing like 3 basic things, like I said earlier. The thing about the sweet thing about relationship or marriage that I think are very interesting, most importantly, is the companionship. For me, like in a relationship, in marriage, the first thing I would look out for, if I'm going into one, of course, it's companionship, or rather when I'm going into one, would be companionship. For me, it's a lot, because the feeling of having somebody to talk to, having somebody you can share your ideas with, having somebody you can share your opinion with, having somebody you can share everything in life with, it's something really, really sweet. But I also hear some people that will say, it's not everything you tell your partner, it's not everything you share with your loved ones. Of course, I would say I do not totally agree with that, but somewhat, just do whatever works for you. For me, there's no privacy in marriage, there's no privacy in relationship. If you decide to be in one, then you should be ready to have an open heart to everything that you want to do, you want to acquire, your goals and all of that you want to achieve together. So number 1, I'll be talking about addressing the red flag. Addressing the red flag. So I know a lot of us, we have different definition of what red flags in relationship are, especially these days of social media. Social media has put a lot of definition of what red flags are in of what red flags are, or rather they've put an idea of what a red flag is in a relationship to everyone. But at the same time, I have this opinion of anything that do not hurt you is not a red flag. Whatever it is that do not get to your angry side, it's not a red flag. If it doesn't make you angry, it's not a red flag. Okay, let's say for instance, I'm in a relationship and probably my man likes to say stuff like, oh, get out, what do you mean, oh, shut up. And to others it could be like, oh, why should he be so rude to you, why should he talk to you like that, that is a red flag, that means he's going to be rude to your family and all of that. But girl, if it doesn't make you angry, it is not your own red flag. So when I'm saying red flag, I am saying address your own red flag. Those things that look to you like, oh, these things are issues I cannot really tolerate when we are married. These things are issues that really get to me, they get to my heart, and I feel like I shouldn't be dealing with it, or I should not tolerate it because it hurts me. For me, those are your own red flag. Social media might come and tell you, a man that doesn't shave, it's a red flag, or a lady that doesn't do makeup is a red flag. I'm just giving instances, I'm not saying those are red flag. Or they can tell you a lady that that's always demanding or materialistic, according to them, it's a red flag. But now your definition of being materialistic could be different. There's an extent of which a lady could ask for things that you feel like, oh, this thing is getting out of hand, and you feel it's a pressure for you, you feel uncomfortable about it, then it's your own red flag, then deal with it. And meanwhile, there will be another man that a lady could ask for a Bentley, and to him it's not a red flag, because one, he could afford it, probably is financially buoyant to do those things, and it's not a problem to him, so it's not a red flag to that man. So all in essence, what I'm saying is your own red flag should be different. The society should not put anything in your head that, oh, these are your red flags, these are the things that you should not accept in a relationship, or these are the things that you should not tolerate in a relationship. Whatever it is that you feel like you can deal with, fine, deal with it, and it's not a red flag for me. For me, it's only a red flag if when the person does it, it hurts you, and you feel like your partner should not behave in that kind of way. You don't feel comfortable about it if your partner behave in that way. You don't feel good about it if your partner behave, probably spank somebody, shout at somebody in public, or fight in public, or maybe harass somebody in public. You don't feel good about it. If it's your own red flag, address it. Now, the reason why I said address the red flag is sometimes red flag are misunderstanding. Red flags most times are misunderstanding. You could misunderstand somebody's way of doing things to be irritating to you, but to that person, the person might not even know that, oh, this thing I do, they are wrong, or probably this thing is not a good thing to be doing. The person might not even have an idea or a knowledge that, oh, these things are so wrong. So addressing it, you are pointing it out to the person, not because you want to condemn the person, not because you want to tell the person that, why are you doing this, or making the person feel miserable about those behaviors, but it's because, one, you want to talk about it because you want to change if it's changeable. You want to talk about it because if you want to see if you can make headway about it. Now, when you're talking about issues, you want to make headway and make it get better. You're not talking about it because you feel like, oh, I'm a super person, I want to tell this person what this person is doing, because I know there are a lot of people they condemn because they want to feel good about themselves, and that is so wrong. So you correct with love. You talk about issues because you want to make progress. For me, that's the best thing. If you have it in mind that, oh, this is a red flag for me and I have to talk about it, I'm bringing it to the table because I want a change from that. I'm bringing it to the table because I love you and I don't want you to do that because I feel it doesn't suit you so well. I want to talk about it because I feel like, okay, if this go on, this relationship will not continue and I don't want to lose you or something like that. But then again, it's a thing to choose if a red flag is something you can deal with or try to correct, or it's something you cannot stick with. So you make those choices yourself. If it's something you talk about and there's no headway, if you want to move out, fine. If it's something you talk about and there's headway, if you want to stay, fine. But for me, put yourself first. Put your happiness first. That is it. So you can't be in something that really hurts you all the time. But of course, it's going to hurt, definitely. But let the good times be more than the bad times. So that's just it for me and red flag. But I still need your comment. I need your recommendations because, okay, fine, just comment down below what red flags you've had in the past and how you addressed it, how it's changed, and then you can make mention of some general red flags that you know. Like me, I don't believe in general red flag. If it doesn't hurt me, man, it's not my red flag, it's just yours. That's just it. So number 2, I'll be talking about stating out your interest. Now, when I say stating out your interest, it means that be clear with whatever it is that you want from a relationship. Be clear with whatever it is that you want at a particular time. Be so certain that this is what you want in this kind of situation. So now, when I say stating your interest, you are talking to your partner. If you want your partner or you want to tell your partner, hey, I believe that in this relationship, in 3 years' time, we should own our own business. Men, state it. So by the time you state it, you are putting things in your partner's head. Oh, I need to work hard. We need to do things together. We need to do this together. If you want to be married in the next 6 months, state it to your partner. So it wouldn't be an end relationship that at the end of the day you are not happy, but you are just in need to see if it will get better. No, I don't believe in that. State out your interest. Let your partner know that, oh, this is what you want, this is what you want to deal with, this is what you don't want to deal with, these are what you want to achieve at a certain time. So let your interest be clear. Like I used to say, or like I used to hear everyone say, if you want to be friends with benefit with somebody, from the point before the relationship starts, state out your interest. Stating out your interest saves you a lot of stress of thinking too much, like, hey, I feel like this person is doing this, I feel like that person is doing this, I feel like you are not certain about what the person wants, and then you are left in this dark, with this dark cloud all over you, thinking, oh, I think he doesn't like how I'm acting, I think he doesn't like what I'm doing, or I think she doesn't like me, I think she doesn't treat me right. No. But by the time your interests are stated out, then you will know if the person is working according to your interest, fine. But then don't be selfish. Don't be selfish, because everybody has what they want in life. And the thing is, when you meet people or when you come across somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, there have to be a lot of compromise, because one, you are coming from different background, different beliefs, possibly different religion, and then you have to come to a center. If there is a line or if there's a boundary, you have to come to a center and agree that, oh, this is what we are doing, this is what we want to achieve, this is what we want, and at the end of it we are achieving this. So stating your interest, don't be selfish. Try to also hear from your partner what their interest sounds like. At every point in time that you want to state your interest out to somebody, also ask them, what do you think, or what do you want yourself as well? So I feel like it puts you in a balance, or puts the both of you in a place to know that, okay, this is what I want and this is what you want. If you can work hand in hand, and that is perfect. Still comment down below. I need to hear your view on what interest should be. Like, I used to hear some people say, oh, first questions you should ask during a date. There are questions you should ask when you go on a first date, because you want to be sure, or you want to be certain of what you are going into, and then you want to be sure that, oh, this thing is not going to hurt me again, or you want to be certain that, oh, I don't want to have these issues again, and all of that. So state your interest clearly. Don't be selfish about it. Come to a common ground and work towards it, and then you will achieve it. Then number 3, set goals together. Set goals together. Setting goals together is for me like saying that, yes, this relationship is actually leading to what our interests are. Now, by the time I come and tell you, oh, this is what I want, this is not what we want, we are already on a common ground that this is what we are achieving. Now, when you on a common ground that this is what you are achieving, at the same time you put things in place on how to achieve those things. Setting goals together, you could decide that, oh, we want to start a business together, so what do we do about it? We want to build a house together, what do we do about it? We want to buy shares together and stuff like that. Love is a very beautiful thing. When you're in love, a lot of good things just happen, and then you want to do a lot of stuff together. You want to travel out together, you want to go on a vacation. So at every point in time you set your goals. You could set goal that, oh, by January we should have a vacation to clear our heads from all the struggles, all the worries, and all of that. You have short-term goals and long-term goals, if that makes sense. Yes, short-term goals, long-term goals. Now, short-term goals could be that you want to say in 1 month, okay, fine, I want to have a vacation, I want to be able to get all my wardrobe set out, I want to be able to make at least 1 or 2 clothes together, like twin with your partner and all of that. Then long-term goals could be like, oh, in 6 months we should have our house built and furnished. So those are long-term goals. So learn to set goals together with your partner. For me, when you start setting goals together with your partner, seriously, the relationship is making headway. When you start setting goals together, it's making headway, and that is a proud thing to do. So when you trust your partner, you state out your interests, then you set goals together, and it will take you places and all of that. And the last but not the least that I really want to talk about is learn to pray about your relationship. Learn to pray about your relationship, because sorry, I know a lot of people have told me that I love repetition, like repeating words. Most times why I do that is because I feel like when I say something once, I want you to understand the in-depth, or I want you to understand that this is why this thing is so important. So most time I just say it like twice. Learn to pray about your relationship, and then I say learn to pray about your relationship. I want it to stick into your head. You know how they say, like, the brain works better if it's reputational. Like when you keep repeating things, the person tends to remember it more. So most time that's why I just do that. And as you all know, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm a certified teacher. So I learned a lot of some of those skills right from my teaching practice, from my teaching lectures and all of that. So pray about your relationship. For me, there is no standards to prayer. There's no There's no certain ways to how to pray. There are no certain things that I should ask God for. It has to do with you. And then I know there was a time on Twitter, something was trending that they would say, all of us, when we want to pray, we say, Heavenly Father, the King of Kings, Kings of Glory, I am that I am. So everybody feels like that is like a general line of prayer. And then I commented something on one of the posts. I said, God doesn't care about how you always start, so long as there's always a prayer and it's intentional. For me, that is what is important. Be intentional about your prayer. Set your goals. Be intentional about what you are telling God. There are sometimes, like when I pray, I mark the dates when I start asking God for that thing. Like I sometimes I lie down and I like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want to start this, I want to start that. And then I'll be like, okay, tomorrow I could fast and start praying about it. The date I pick that I'm fasting and start praying about it, I tick it on a small calendar. By the time I tick it, I'm just being intentional about it, because I want it that when the testimony comes, I'm going to remember that, oh, someday I actually asked for this, and I keep asking until I get it. So it doesn't have to be that somebody will say, oh, when you want to pray, you have to say this, you have to do this, you have to do this. See, there are no standards to prayer. God is so sweet, as in he's so merciful. Sometimes I talk to him like a brother, sometimes I talk to him like a friend, and then there are certain things that you cannot tell your partner, like, oh, this is what you want. I feel sometimes you feel you are shy to talk about it with your partner, you feel you are this, but you really want those changes in your partner. Sometimes you take it to prayer, you kneel down and tell God, oh, please God, help her not to be doing this, help her not to be doing this, and then at the same time you look for a way around it. Sorry for the break. And then sometimes you look for a way around to just talk about it and all of that. So there are no standards to how you ask God for things. And another thing, you have to pray with your partner too. You pray together and you pray on your own and state out to God all the things you want to do. Any relationship without God, for me, is a lost battle already. Any marriage without God, for me, it's already a lost marriage. So no matter no matter the shakara we are doing, no matter all the things, how we've lived our life or how fun we want our life to be, the moment you understand that with God you can get everything, that is a headway for you. The moment you understand that I have to put God first to get everything, that is a headway for you. I'm not trying to bore you with all the God thing and all the prayer thing, but I want you to practice it. Practice it. When things worries you, you go on your knees, talk. See, sometimes it doesn't have to be that, oh God, please, I want this. You can tell God a story. Sometimes tell him stories, tell him that, oh, this is going on right now, and this is what. It's not like he doesn't know that those things are going on, but it's sweet when you have to tell him, and sometimes you cry about it, you tell him, and then he solves the problem. When you start seeing results, you know that, oh, this is God, because I asked him, I told him about it, and he's sorting it out for me. So that is so beautiful. And then generally, I want to say that love is actually a very beautiful thing. Love is actually I think it's the sweetest feeling in the world. And I've met people who said, oh, we don't believe in love, love does not exist, love does not. Man, love does exist, and if you believe in it, you will get it. So I want you to know that if you're a believer of love, don't let anybody put it into your head that, oh, love does not exist, or the country where we are, it's hard for us to find love, or the place where we are, it's hard for us to find love. Like I said earlier, pray about it. Tell God, oh, it is time that you need love. Or of course you have love from God. Jesus loves you. You have love from your family, you have love from your friend. But when you want that kind of love, like an opposite sex, you know what I'm talking about, relationship, marriage kind of love, you tell God about it. Oh, it's time. I know you created this thing, love, and I know that, yes, you're going to bless me with something so interesting. You believe in it, go for it. Don't follow those people that will say love doesn't exist, or I must do this, or you want your relationship to go in accordance to another person's relationship. And I think social media is doing a lot of harm to some relationship and marriage these days. All those women that will come out and say, oh, they are feminists, don't let a man do this to you, don't let a man do this to you, don't let a woman do this to you, you cannot kneel down for a woman. Those things are fallacies. That is just the truth. When God created us, he put that love into our heart, and it's so beautiful when we exhibit it. If you are in the world and you are not exhibiting love, seriously, you are missing out on a lot of things. So if you have your partner, girls, forget those women on social media that will come and say, I God forbid, I can't do this for my man. Some of them are lying down for their men to work on them. So you know, some of them are lying down flat for their men to work on them like they are rugs. Seriously, that is just the truth. I'm not saying you should do that, but be all the hard boy, the hard girl outside, but when it comes to your relationship, be meek. When you need to apologize, go down on your knees and do so. If you need moments of cuddles and love, do it. Forget all these things. So love is actually very beautiful, and I pray today that those of you hoping and seeking that you will find love, God is going to bring it your way someday in Jesus' name. Amen and inshallah. Amen. So I'm not forgetting the Muslims that are watching me. I love you all and I appreciate your support. So God bless you. So with this, I hope you're enjoying the talk. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notification to be notified every single time a video drop. I know, yeah. I'm about to say bye, and I want you to see me all, and I love you all. Ciao.